On to another interesting story we have tonight lined up for you. Now, we've all heard of pots and pans being thrown, both as an expression as well, because pots and pans means the last thing you have, you throw at somebody. What about throwing some biscuits and yogurt? That's right. Saudi Arabia has found a unique way to hit back at Turkey. The idea is to inflict Ankara with as much damage as they can to avenge the hounding over the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. The weapon of choice for Saudi Arabia is biscuits and yogurt. That's right. Famous Turkish brands of biscuits and yogurt that are preferred by Saudi people are now at the brink of being boycotted. Pro-government Saudis have called for the boycott of these products, and Twitter is flooded with messages calling Saudis to quote-unquote express their anger in a civilized way. Among the top targets are Pinar Sut Mamulleri Sanayi, AS, that's the yogurt, and Ulker Biskuvi Sanayi, AS, that's the biscuit. These two Turkish brands have two plants or factories each in Saudi Arabia, keep in mind. Now, if the hate-mongering on social media channelizes into boycott of Turkish products, then we're talking about a $4.8 billion bilateral trade that would be at the risk of taking a hit. Saudi Arabia is a major export market for some of the Turkish heavyweight companies. Turkey also earns billions from big spending Saudi tourists who visit the country very often. Saudis were also among the top foreign buyers of Turkish property last year. This is not the first time that Riyadh is using economy as a big weapon. Keep in mind, the Saudi Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, has previously given his nod to flexing the kingdom's financial muscles, so to speak, by taking punitive measures against Canada and Germany as well. But if Saudi Arabia decides to go all out in its boycott, it would be a nightmare come true for Turkey. And the timing cannot get worse than this, because the Turkish economy is already battered by a currency crisis. On to some visuals that really caught our attention. These were visuals of political chaos in Zimbabwe that's spilled on to the country's legislature, the parliament. A protest turning ugly in the well of the house. Take a look at this report.
Some would say it's the dance of democracy. Others simply call it misdemeanor. Zimbabwean parliament was up for an uproar, something that is not new to the country. Leaders of the opposition forcibly evicted from the well of the house, and the trigger was the opposition's temerity not to stand up when President Emmerson Mnangagwa walked into the house. And then what transpired was for the world to see. Not just men, even women MPs too were roughed up, dragged from the benches and marshalled out of the house. MDC members who defied the protocol blamed the president and his party ZANU-PF for snatching power illegally in this year's election. This isn't the first time opposition members had walked out of the State of the Nation address by the president when he came to power last year in November by removing long-term President Robert Mugabe. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
And we have some more dramatic visuals, this time of a rescue from sea near Queensland in Australia. An American sailor was winched from his capsized catamaran after spending 12 hours overnight drifting at sea off the northeastern Australian coast. According to the sailor, who has been sailing the Australian coast for 3 years now, his vessel started to take on water on Wednesday night. By Thursday morning, the man from Hawaii in the US activated his personal locator beacon, and the rescue helicopter flew to his location in less than 15 minutes. The sailor, who lost all his belongings with the catamaran, was calm, but he told the local media that he was not afraid but irritated by the ordeal.
No, not really. It was just irritating mostly. If I didn't have the EPIRB, I'd still be drifting out there and hoping someone sailed past.